Welcome back to the Hemp Lucid Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Hudson. Today's episode is going to be about wellness routines and habit stacking. And we have a returning guest. My brother Ryan. Again, I've learned so much from this guy. He is an absolute wealth of knowledge and has really helped me on my wellness journey, and it's been fun to watch his evolution as well. And something that I think over the last couple of years that I've been really impressed with Ryan is like his routine, and something I respect the guy immensely, but one thing I have like incredible amount of respect for is his routines it's really translated into like his daughters. And, you know, we both have families and we spend a lot of time together, and it's amazing to see how your daily routines, just your habits in general have come through in your daughters. And
thank you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody loves their kids. Obviously, everyone thinks their kids are, special, the most special. But with, what Ryan has been able to do with his girls it should be really a model. And, maybe there's something there in the future for like teaching others. But I've just been super impressed with your ability to obviously, teach me, teach them, and just share with us your daily habits and routines that have led to like the coolest children some of the coolest children I know, and they do things that I'm like, wow, this is actually super impressive because I don't know any other kids and adults that are as disciplined and are as adaptable. Their ability to be disciplined. I think that's probably the word I was actually searching for is discipline. I can't believe how disciplined your girls are and how just like strong their minds are, and how, you just put them in situations that have really like molded them into like total badasses.
Dude, thank you, man. That's everything to me, and the fact that you noticed that, I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to teach is to embody. I married my wife. Her boys were like 9 and 10 years old, and them not being, I wasn't the biological father, but I came into the picture, and connecting with them, I realized right away a lot of my conditioning and my patterns and how my parents raised me. But one thing I figured out really quick is I can tell them what they need to do or what I want them to do, or I can just, this is what we do. And
this is what we do.
This is just what we do. This is who we are.
Mind blowing.
That's the difference. And it's like daily routines, and it's challenging yourself. Just like you said, like they're incredible. They're the best kids I know. And
yeah.
And it's like your kids aren't shitty. It's like you're the shitty one. That's why your kids are shitty.
Yeah, totally.
So, get your shit right.
Yeah.
And then your kids are going to be okay.
Totally.
Really, that's what it comes down to. And that's, when I met them, I was still not a very stable human being. I was trying to embody, or I showed everyone that I was a certain model, but the deep down blind spot stuff I hadn't really wanted to look at yet. But yeah, daily routines. And with the boys, one of the things that we would do, back to how my dad was with us growing up, we go on hikes, and it's like it turns into a challenge. It's like, all right, pick up a boulder the size of your head, a stone the size of your head, and then that's your work. And I think that people in general, other humans, kids, of course, they'll ride with you on whatever you want to do. Like my daughters think that I'm God, basically. Like I am kind of a God to them. But the reason that they trust me like that is because I embody it, and they know I love them. Like if you feel loved and seen, and you pay attention and spend quality time with people, um, it's like the frequency that you're putting out. So it's environment, frequency, intention, love, unconditional love. Um, I'm not trying to be one thing with the kids, with the girls, with all the kids. I got 2 teenage boys right now too. Boys, it's been 10 years. My wife and I have been married. So, but, yeah, we learned a lot of things through the boys, and then we had 2 girls on the tail end, and we've learned some more, and what works and what doesn't work. Went through the teenage years, which was crazy. But I was able to break a lot of the destructive patterns that like push people away. And yeah, my daughters are ride or die, man. They will.
Oh, totally. They are.
Anything. Like my 8-year-old, she's been doing ice baths since she was 5. Even younger than that. Like I'd put her in cold baths and cold showers. The 4-year-old, doesn't play that hard on the ice side, on the cold side, but she will tap you out. She'll choke you up.
For sure. Yeah.
I think it's just like finding different passions, finding ways that you can, skills that you can work on, and being able to look at yourself and go, okay, here's my blind spots. Here's what I'm weak at, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. And then creating an environment, when I was trying to make changes for myself, it was like, okay, here's where I'm at. I'm weak. Feel fat. I hate myself. But if I keep a kettlebell by the door, that's something I can practice. That seems pretty cool. I like to learn that. It seems like I can get stronger. I watch some videos. Daily routines. I think it's one of the things I kind of coach and try and embody for my girls. That's the thing, is they see me do it, and they're going to do it. So if you're on your phone all day, of course they're going to want to be on their phone all day. But like, one of the foundational, the really important things I think is like, you need to restart your circadian rhythm by getting light into your vessel.
It was like when you really started diving into like Jack Cruz.
Yeah.
It's like that guy, yeah, a total wealth of knowledge. And it's like that's definitely one of the foundational components. And I know you've taken like,
dude, I've taken it to heart. Like, yeah. And he's abrasive. He pisses off a lot of people because it is. And he comes back with the science and the stuff behind it. But like, I don't need all that. I just need to hear something, connect to it, and go, oh, I'm just going to implement and see how it works out for me. And so that's a huge thing, is like, can I get up and, the light. We're in Utah right now, and it's winter time, and it's colder outside, and people are soft and not resilient, so they don't go outside, so they're not grounded, so they're wearing shoes outside, so they're never grounded, and they're never getting, so those things are really important. Sunlight, like, and then we have a red light in the house, an EMR tech red light, and it's like, okay, it's cold or it's cloudy and you're not getting as much, jump in front of the red light. So they wake up. It's cool because we homeschool them. My wife and I do. And they wake up and they know the fundamentals are, I've been fasting because I've been asleep. So I've been drinking or eating. So I need electrolytes. So they know about electrolytes. And I don't just make them drink it. I help them understand this is what we're doing and why we're doing it. They're like, oh yeah, so I need my magnesium and my sodium and my potassium. Okay, cool. And then, it's great. And then I'm going to get some light, and then I'm going to move around a bit. And they don't eat right away when they get up, and they're 8 and 4. And like, we've been schooled that you got to get up and have breakfast. And it's like, they just eat when they're ready to eat, when they're hungry, but it's electrolytes. So they're getting some minerals, and they're getting some filtered water. And I try and, I put it in glass, and I put it in the sun, and I do some different things that way, which is kind of fun to do. You're putting intention behind what you're putting in your body. One of the most important things you can put in your body, air, water, and then nutrients, minerals. We get that from food and whatnot. But, morning routines for me aren't exactly the same, but definitely in my morning routine, it's going to be some sort of hydration. It's going to be definitely some sort of light, some just restarting the circadian rhythm, ramping up the metabolism. And then, I usually eat later in the day. Every day kind of can be different, because some days, I typically work mornings with clients, mornings to, early afternoon. So those days can be different. The days I'm doing body work, I'm moving, but I'm still paying attention to how I'm moving, making sure I'm, in good shapes and positions and patterns, and ones that can build strength and help take care of people too, and then teach them. But every day is, at some point, is movement. The perfect day would be, I go to bed at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. the night before. I sleep in without an alarm. I get up, I see the sun. I get some minerals into my body, and then I move. My best days are when, I get to grill a crew over at the lab, and we'll spend like 2 or 3 hours just moving in different ways. And we can ramp that up and make it more intense, and breathe harder and breath hold and things like that. And then, refueling, we try and eat. My wife makes an incredible cook, and she makes all kinds of, like, all her own bread and different things. And I've gone through different diets, and the keto and the carnivore and the animal based, and now I'm kind of just like not on anybody's team there. I just understand what I've learned, and I've tried a bunch of different things and learned what's good for me. And I just try not eat like an asshole. So my first meal is usually, it's usually right now in this earth plane and body, it's meat. And I don't know where that will evolve to. I really love fruit now, and which I didn't eat a lot of for most of my life. Vegetables are cool. Really, it's how you prepare your food. The things the additives that you're not supposed to be putting in, the oils you're not supposed to be putting in, the shitty salt, the things like that. Every day is definitely movement at some point. It's definitely some meditation. I need to, the type of work I do, working with people. I'm getting all kinds of different humans with different energy and frequencies, and old stuff and new stuff. And so when I get done with work, I need time. Like, my wife knows this. I need 20, 30 minutes, hour to go to the hill to just sit and recharge and let go and scan the horizon and let my eyes breathe. And, I'll get into some movement and some shapes there too, depending on how I'm feeling. And, I've got an older body with old injuries and things that I, every day, on a day-to-day, week-to-week, how I kind of do things is based on what it is I have to do, where I need to show up and perform. And so it's, how I do that, how I prepare a certain way for that. My son's in this place where it's like, goes to bed at the last minute, and then he's literally wakes up 30 minutes before he's got to be to work. And he knows better. Like, I've talked to him about all this. Yeah. I'm like, bro, you're doing the hardest way possible. And I know, because I did that for many, many years, but you got to figure stuff out on your own.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like, I get up, if I have body work or I'm teaching anything really that I have the next day, on my calendar, I'm very intentional. I got to be in bed a certain way, because the routine for the next day is set up on how you're going to sleep. And so a cool bedroom, cool sheets, different things you can do there, blackouts, cover the lights,
red light,
windows open, my favorite pillow. And there's some different positions that you can, like the movement, like the resting on the ground stuff that kind of applies into your sleep too. Cause you can sleep in some positions that you're like, I don't know. I just slept wrong and I woke up in my neck, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're sleeping and your neck's all kinked to the side and you got too big of a pillow and your mattress is too fluffy. So yeah, I can see why that happened, but now that's cool. You understand what you did. Let me teach you a couple ways, things you can add into your sleep routine that you can wake up and not feel as wrecked. Or if you do feel wrecked, there's 3 to 5 things you can do right now with some movement, some unwinding that will kind of get you back into alignment. And the groundwork is a huge part of that. My routine, huge part. I go to the ground every day.
Yeah. Same. Cause you taught me that. Like it's, the ground. I think, the ground is so important.
It's everything, bro.
It's changed.
The rocker, I thought the rocker was like 1 or 2 things. It is literally so much good can be done in that kneeling, all hands on the ground position, especially if you're purging.
Yeah.
Been there. It's a humble place to be.
Absolutely.
But you can build there too. That's the thing. You can unwind there. You can figure out your stuff. You can restack. You can realign. But yeah, a good day routine starts with your night routine. Trying to getting off the phone an hour, 2 hours before bed. We do a red light in our room as just a background light, so we don't have to turn on the LEDs. We got a red bulb in the bathroom from when we go in there, so we're not getting blasted by that. We read. We try not to turn the TV on. We've been breaking that conditioning. That's a tough one. Because if I have the girls read one of their books, we got the red light on. They got their food. They got their good food. And that's part of why they're such great kids too, is we don't feed them garbage. Like, your kids are shit because you are, and the stuff you're buying. Like, it's not their fault that they eat that way. You gave it to them. You bought it, man. So that's the blind spot. If you don't want to look at it, I'm sorry, but that's just where we're at. So, setting up a good night's sleep, and then they read a book each, and they're like all ready to go to bed at that point.
Yep.
Some nights they're more wired, so we might tip into the CBD a little bit with their. That's just a little supplement you can look into and research and how to best use that. But and then I get out the Harry Potter. We're on, Goblet of Fire right now, and it's fire. Like, I'm probably more into it than they are, but I'm reading to them out loud. And I think that's another daily routine that's helped me with my cognition, with my language, with my ability to understand and speak better, is reading to them. Like just that. And if you can add some reading and reading out loud, reading to your kids, like, anytime, like, our time is precious. So how many things can you stack in? So I'm like, I'm stacking red light on top of a cool room, on top of love. Right now they sleep in our room, in our bed now. So it's just fine. It's good as long as they need it.
And if they sleep through the night.
Yeah. It builds the trust. It builds the security. Like, they need that. That's an important reason why. That's the reason why that they are as tuned as they are, is they feel safe.
Yeah. Same.
Like, safe and secure. Yeah. And then they trust you. It's like you are everything to them. But we set up a good night routine with those, and then I read to them and they're asleep. And then, when I'm super disciplined and TV doesn't go on, and usually I'm tired too, so I just go to bed, and then I get that good sleep. And then I wake up in the morning, the perfect day, and it's right outside in the sunlight. If the sun is out, I don't care how cold it is. Like, I know I can be okay with going, oh, it's cold, and then not like, oh, I need to put layers on. No, I can feel the cold. Just feel it, like, feel that sensation of what does it feel like? Oh, yeah, it's cold. Yeah, you're going to get cold. And that's what I tell my girls, if the perfect day, I'm getting up, they're getting up, we get in the sunlight, and they're like, oh, Dad, it's cold. Should I put shoes on? I'm like, nah, we'll be all right. It's not that cold. We'll be good. Oh, my feet are cold. Okay, we'll work through it. Let's go for this walk. And then you change this with kids. You just change the subject. You get them to focus. All of a sudden, it's a competition, and it's like, how fast can you run to that shed over there? Oh, I'm going to beat sister. So, then it's like they forgot their feet were cold, and you're building resilience, and it's good for you because now you're grounded to the earth, and then you're getting sunlight. And then depending on the season, there's different things we'll go do. But it's all movement. Like I've always been like this, but I can't be inside. Like I feel caged and I just have to be out doing something. Um, the perfect day would be, also, I don't like leaving them, but I love to hit hot yoga into my week. It's very meditative for me. It used to be, in my early beginning of that, it was like, oh, I'm going to be the best at this. And now it's just like, I will never be the best at this. And that's okay. But I like how I feel when I leave. And so I'm
Oh
going to
man.
continue to show up. And
Yeah.
I've gotten way better and I'm maybe, one of the better ones in class, whatever. But it's taught me a lot of discipline because it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. My breathing was not on point in the beginning, but yeah, breath, maybe a yoga class or a hike or anything outdoors, anything movement, good food, sharing, finding situations where I can share a little piece of nugget of information. Like you talk to your kids, tell them what you're doing, tell them what you're into, ask them what they're into, how they're feeling, how do they feel in their body, like checking into the body. Hey, how am I feeling? Some days I wake up, I want to have the perfect day, but my body's not there. So what can I do? Like I can't do this. And I've gone through injuries where it's like, I can sit and feel bad for myself and like this victim of this that happened to me, my knee. It's like, well, it's the karma you've been cleaning up, Ryan. You didn't take care of yourself very well for a long time. And now all of a sudden you think you're dialed. No, you got to work through this shit. So, um, you know, uh, yeah. What else do I do for routines? I love to get cold. I love to get hot. Huge benefits on both ends of that. Meditation's a huge thing. Breath holds is a huge thing. It's another little avenue I've been into lately, looking at jaw alignment and health and tongue placement and deeper diaphragm breathing. Yeah. What else? Food, movement, sunlight, nasal breathing, um, circadian rhythm based, and then different supplements, like things that you can use to enhance whatever intention you have for the day. If I'm feeling achy and beat up from the previous workday or the workout, I might, grab a hemp lucid gummy, CBD gummy, or like a stress gummy or something to kind of, and so there's things that you can use and implement into your life. There's tools. Like you want to be a wizard like me. You want to be, I got different potions and like spells and things that I can use and plug into my life to enhance things and to become, to balance and to become better, or to, unwind and unravel, or to kind of rev back up. I think a lot of times they're really good at revving up the engine, but they don't know how to rev down and kind of cool down into parasympathetic. And that's why they end up at my table a lot of times, is there's just excess tension in the body. It's like, well, I got some excess tension, bro. Let me teach you a couple of tricks. Here's 3 to 5 things. Do these things, practice them, and then let me see how you feel next week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a big one where I'm at right now, is the routines and the habit stacking on the downwind and like downshifting.
Yeah.
Cause it's so much, the culture is just all about go, 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 perform, perform. And it's like, yeah, I'm pretty good. And I got things really dialed on that side of it. But the wind down is something I've been putting a lot more time and energy and
100%
and effort into. And I think one of the really cool things with wellness routines or habit stacking is it's like it can go super, super deep. So in a sense of, like you were talking about, just like reading to your girls, probably when you first started reading, you're just reading as like yourself and like monotone and, and then you can start to like really get into it and like become the character and change your voice and move your body. And
I like that.
That's something that, I do with ASIN. I watched this guy who was, watched him on a YouTube channel, then listened to his a couple of his podcasts, but he's all about like the fluctuation in your voice and like how everyone is just so monotone. And I'm like, I'm great at just monotone, you know? And, you know, he teaches people this like huge range of like how to use your voice and how like captivating that can be and how entertaining that can be. And so that's just like one little thing of like, you know, habit stacking, that it's like once you start something, like it can unravel into, oh my gosh, this is like, this is just what we do now.
Yeah.
This is our environment now. And I think that's one cool thing about, you know, what you and Anna, your wife, have been able to create in your home is, you know, it's like you walk into your home and your guys's routines have created the environment bar none. It's like I can walk into your house and I just know so much about you guys. Because, you know, I'm also, you know, I think our houses are like kind of similar in a sense, but you
That's
know,
why we feel comfortable with you guys.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, you guys are very dialed, and, you know, Tal and I definitely look up to you guys.
Thanks, bro. We look up to you too.
And I think that's like a really important aspect as you start to create these wellness routines and start to stack how fast your environment can change. Thus, if you have kids, how, you know, we are our environment. So it's like that environment that we're creating, we're passing off to our children, and it's fun to like watch other people do it. And then it's also fun just to play with it. And, you know, when I look at, you know, not like hardcore judgment, but just like, you know, or judgment in general, but just like an observation of people that I know in my life, or, you know, family members, where you can see that they don't have a routine. There is no like daily wellness routine. There is no habit stacking. And thus, you know, there's always something happen. Something is wrong, something this, something that, like they are
victim.
That, but they have also subscribed to just the cultural operating system that they can't like disengage out of to create the environment of essentially like wellness. And it's really interesting to see those people and then see their kids. Yeah. And it's like, man, the environment is so important.
So important. I heard something some years back that was, if you want to change the cell in the petri dish, you don't change the cell, you change the environment in which the cell is in. And I'm like, oh, makes a lot of sense. So we can literally create, because when we were trying to, in the beginning, when I was coming to my wife with all these new, I'm awake now and here's everything that we're doing wrong. And she's like, what? So what are we supposed to do? Just eat air? Because I'm like, well, I mean, kind of, but that's poison too. So, but it's like, okay, well, where can we start? What's one thing? Well, water's important. So we went down that rabbit hole of what the water that we were drinking and the options out there. And then, okay, well, what's the better way? And okay, we're going to start there. And, you know, so you pick one thing, and then it was like the rabbit hole of what they're feeding us, what we're feeding ourselves.
Not food.
It's not food. It's, and what's really cool is me and my wife learning about all this, because we talk about it and because we set the environment based on what we don't like and what we are trying to implement, the good things. And now they know. The girls are like, they look at the kid that comes across the street with the sucker in his mouth, and my 4-year-old's like, that's got food coloring in it. And my 8-year-old's like, yeah, shh, don't say that. Yeah. Well, what about the high fructose corn syrup? And I'm all, well, yeah, that. And I'm like, well, and they're like, well, why does he have silver teeth? And I'm all, well, it's the cavities and it's from all that. But it's cool. Like, that's the difference that you can make. It's like, we don't just tell I don't like, hey, I'll do it with you. I'm that guy that, look, I'll tell you about fasting and then let's do it. Let's
Mm-hmm.
do a little challenge.
Yeah, you have to embody it, because if you're not embodying it, then you're not changing the environment.
And you're not changing yourself. And then it doesn't last. It becomes just a gimmick.
Yeah.
And so yeah, creating the environment, the daily things, it's like movement, sunlight, breath, pick something that's important to you and deep dive it, like really go in.
Yeah, I think it's,
and then stacking. That's huge because we have limited time. So
right.
It's like, yeah, the sauna's great. Cool. I'm running down that rabbit hole. Now I'm sitting in the sauna, but then I'm sitting in a shitty position for a long period of time, cooking in that position. Maybe I can do a little movement in there. Maybe I can maybe I don't have to even sit. Maybe I can stand,
right.
support myself against the wall in a good position.
Right.
So the stacking is huge. That's what I try and do. Stack wins, stack how many, cool. And like, hey, maybe we're busy today and I can't get in as much movement, or we got to travel and go here or whatever. But what can I do? Well, maybe I got a flight and I'm not going to get some good movement and I'm going to be stuck on a plane. My back's going to hurt when I get to where I'm going. So, but what can I do? I can get to where I'm going and I can maybe hit a cryotherapy thing, or maybe I can hit a sauna and work on some positions and shapes, or I can go to the park and get grounded, and move around a little bit. And maybe that day I didn't burn as many calories. Maybe I just eat really freaking clean.
Right.
And it's like, the benefits of kind of that approaching your day or situationally throughout your day or your week, you'll pay huge dividends just by approaching it that way. So
yeah, because the name of the game is longevity
and durability. You want to be durable. You want to be a durable human, resilient human that can live a long time and feel good in your body, and then just drive off a cliff and end it all. Or take 6 cups, drink 6 cups.
Yeah.
You still probably wouldn't.
I think it's, I think nowadays, it feels really overwhelming for people to try to like figure out where to start. And like, I can totally empathize with those people, because it's like when you first kind of start waking up and realize, the game you're playing and how toxic the environment is, it's like, where do I even begin? And it becomes really overwhelming. But I think the kind of the foundational components of like kind of starting on your wellness journey, or like starting on your path, is food and water. Like those two things have to be like, that's probably the best place to start.
And I'd even back up before that, because like our vessels have become so toxic we almost have to back up and detox. So like a lot of what I see, the mistake or the missing piece in when I'm coaching with people, it's like for a long time it was like, okay, you got to get your food and water dialed. And most people don't have the discipline to even make that stick. But it's like, but the ones that do, they're like, oh, well, I'm not really, they're kind of looking, they haven't lost the weight that I wanted to lose or whatever, or my energy level and this and that. And I'm like, well, I've kind of backed up to a place where we kind of need to detox the vessel first. And then as we add in the better quality stuff, but the detoxing is huge. Fasting is another, I didn't mention, maybe I mentioned it before, but it's a huge, that was one of the biggest things. Cause I used to eat all the way till I went to bed. And I was drinking alcohol all the way till I went to bed. I didn't realize how detrimental that was to my metabolism and to my sleep and to, which is the whole next day and the week. And, but the fasting protocols are huge for detox, and it just builds up this mental strength. Because I mean, I think the biggest addiction is food.
Oh gosh.
And it's like,
especially with how engineered it is right now.
It's so wild. It literally is. And like me just not getting, like saying, okay, I'm not eating today and tomorrow is a huge win. And you feel like you can do anything if you just not eat food. That just puts everything in check. because you're hungry, and it's like nothing. You can keep going to your nicotine and your cannabis, and
Yeah.
and it's not working anymore. And you're still you and you got to make it through. It's resilience.
Yeah.
What am I trying to teach my kids? I
Yeah.
can do hard things, and not eating food's a hard thing. And so it's cool because they're growing up and they're seeing me at my evolution, and that's a huge, and then my life lessons of what I've learned. They're seeing all the good, the bad, the ugly, of all of it. And it's so valuable, and it's, they know, like, we get up in the morning, we go see light, we drink our electrolytes, we move around, and then it's homeschool stuff. And right now it's like making bracelets, and they want a bracelet business to sell bracelets, or it's painting pictures, and it's like,
or piano,
or it's piano. And we're just doing YouTube videos. Like, we don't have extra money for a tutor, but it's like literally you can become an expert really at almost anything, because we have this technology that we can go to. And it's just kind of deciphering what you want, what you don't want, and the good and because there's a lot of information out there. But if you're passionate and you care enough about yourself and your family and your kids and your people around you, because you can make that, you can be the light. When I was early on my days of waking up, I was this church is true, everybody come on, wake up, like mom and dad, or mom and brothers and everybody, we got to do this and that. And it really just pushed people away, created barriers. And I just figured out, I'm like, man, the best thing I could do is just keep working on me. The best thing, you said that the other day, the Ram Dass, the best thing you can do for me is work on you. The best thing I could do for you is work on me. And so yeah, and you just learn and you implement. You don't have to be perfect, but there's a lot of information out there, and I'm always around to help teach and inspire and hopefully make an impact, with my example and my love. So yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff there. So definitely, I like the detox thing as well. Detox, clean water, clean food. The food one was a big jump for me, because it's like, man, it's, the programming of, it's more expensive. It's whatever cultural propaganda program that's stuck in my mind. And then I just got to a point where I'm like, actually, it's cheaper because I'm eating higher quality food. And not only that, I'm making an investment into this vehicle that I will be in
future health
forever. Yeah, totally.
Forever.
And so it's like, all my, a lot of my money goes into my nutrition, good food, local butcher, raw milk. Like, it's pretty wild how slimmed down my diet has become.
Dude, I eat way less food.
Yeah.
But I eat way less food, and I just eat better food.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The meat thing was a big one. Local butcher, like that's been, I think, probably,
clean up your meats. Like, people, clean up your meats.
Game changing.
Yep.
Game changing. Like, I don't remember the last time I ate store-bought meat.
Yeah.
And I don't eat out very often. And then when I do, it's like, I don't even get meat, because I've had a couple experiences where it's like, man, that's not.
No, 100%.
Something's wrong with that.
100%. Clean up your meats. It's an important one. Clean up your oils, clean up your meats. Yeah.
It's like, your body, it's like, once you do that, this connection between like your body and your mind starts to become really, really clear. I think the amount of chemical toxins,
we lose our intuition.
Yes. Not food, like all these chemicals and free radicals that are floating within the body have like severed our connection between our mind and our body.
I feel like that too.
And then when you start removing that, it's like, man, the mind and the body really start to communicate. I had this really interesting experience when I first started on the the carnivore diet, where it was like month 3. I felt like I was having this like spiritual experience. It was very, very bizarre, but I became so clear. I was feeling so good. It's like my energy was so pure that I was on this like spiritual high that I hadn't felt before.
And now it's just baseline.
Yeah.
You were living, and
Yeah.
that's one thing I realized with the nutrition. I'm like, man, I was living on this level that I thought was the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think that's why I've been able to see a huge piece. Cause see, I got a lot of the detox when we went to Peru.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was I did a 7-day fast before I left. I made it 5 days. We were really disciplined with how we ate when we were getting there and there. But like I kind of already been on the cleaning up that type of thing. And then the detox from that situation, I came back, it was 2020. We came back to a shit show, and it was like, I could see through the nonsense. And then it makes you kind of think like, wow, that's why a lot of the reason why people are really lost.
Mm-hmm.
They're not connected into they're an antenna to source and like their higher self. And they're, no wonder they can't connect. No wonder they don't understand. No wonder they don't see what I see. So that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah. The brain fog with food,
It's crazy.
It's way crazy. I think it was, yesterday, it was just a real quick thing on Twitter. Like one of the ingredients in soda, like really damages the blood-brain barrier. And it's just like, man, how much soda did I drink?
Dude, I grew up on like big gulps.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I tell Mark, the boys, I'm like, look, it's not that you can't have those things, but just understand that's how I grew up. I can't believe I didn't die, because we'd literally have a big gulp and then go to a baseball game eating like 7-Eleven nachos. And I was like,
yeah, totally.
I pulled my hamstring all the time. I don't know. It's just great. And I felt lost. Of course I felt lost. I wasn't, but like we didn't have that understanding. It was a different generation. We grew up on cereal. We grew up on the jabs. We grew up on all the fuckery. Yeah, the bad, just everything. Like, we didn't have the money, so it was like Little Caesars pizzas tonight, and then you're just trying to get as much. 8 kids, you're trying to get as much slices to yourself, and then me being the oldest, and I needed more food. So I would, but I mean, the smaller kids ate too. So I didn't. But I mean, it's everything really. Like that's where I'm teaching from now. And Charles and I kind of came up with this, and it's aligning the vessel. How do we align the vessel?
Absolutely.
And there's, the detoxing, and you got to clean it out, and you got to remineralize and revitamize, and then can I move? Can I connect? Like part of the, the movement stuff, it's connecting to yourself, but that's connecting with other people. It's more powerful when you get groups together and everybody's has the same intention. And yeah.
The wellness routine has been a fun journey, and it's pretty fun. I mean, looking back, the foundational component, just kind of circle back again, but like foundational: water, food, detox, sunlight, grounding. It's like, it's pretty sleep. Foundational. Yeah. Sleep,
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, totally.
So to speak, like, yeah, man, it's really not that hard. And it is fun. Like when you start to care about it and you start to feel better, and you're like, oh, things are starting to work. I feel more connected to myself. And, next thing you know what, you're just driving down the street and you're just crying because you're like, you didn't realize there was these extra levels to the game. So very empowering, and it is a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. And it's not that hard. It's not as hard as people think it is. Really turning your life around. Just start with a couple things and build on that, and ask for help or search for help.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that it's like to muster up the courage to make the jump. I feel like on the other side of the jump is discipline. It's like discipline equals freedom. That's
Jocko.
Jocko.
Yeah.
And it's like I never understood that until you actually start to actually implement and embody discipline. And I think a little like litmus test for how disciplined you are and how like strong-willed and maybe courageous you are is, can you fast for 24 hours?
It's a good place to start.
That one is tough. Like,
it's a deal breaker. Nobody, man. Like no one has, what I started realizing, I was doing these fasting and I had you jump in and kind of the tail end of the wave of it. But Charles and I were doing this Wednesday because he shared an experience about playing pro basketball, and he had a guy that was on the team that was doing a religious fast from dusk till dawn. And he's like, you would think that I just want to do it with them, support him, and you would think that you wouldn't have energy. He was still playing basketball games. He had like 5 games or something in like a 10-game stretch or 10-day stretch, and he's like, dude, I was actually more dialed for the games. I was more clear, and then I understood that I had to be efficient with how I played because I didn't have that food to kind of drive that energy source or energy system. And so we started this fasting, and I'm like, man, this is hard, but I started getting better at it because it's not, the fast is important, but it's how are you prepping for the fast? How are you breaking your fast? And how are you while you're fasted? Because if you're just a dick to your kids and hiding in the bedroom sleeping, which I was doing in the beginning, it's like, what's the point of it? So
it exposes so much.
And I'm like,
it forces this, all of a sudden, this extra awareness
of everything,
and like attachments and emotions and feeling,
blind spots.
Oh man, I think fasting is like one of the best to like shine the light with a magnifying glass.
100%. And I started thinking too, and I'm like, man, I'm the head of the household. I need to be the most dialed, the most durable, the most resilient, because if shit hits the fan and somebody's got to go without food, it's not going to be the kids.
Right.
It's going to be me.
Yeah.
So quit being a pansy about it and just like suck it up. And then I'm like, oh wait, cool. I'm fasting 2 days, Wednesday all day into Thursday. And then I was doing we were doing Saturday into Sunday, and we go to hot yoga on Sunday to break the fast with nutrition on the back end of that. And I'm like, man, I'm saving probably $160 a week on just my own personal food. And because we were going to the butcher, and we were blowing through meat in the beginning because that's all I was really eating. And I'm like, man, I'm not spending quite as much money on meat, which is good because that's expensive. It can be expensive. You're buying cuts. But super valuable too. And back to what you're saying earlier, it's like, look, with nutrition, you can either pay now or pay later.
Yep.
And it's like my daughters have never been to the doctor. I have been for like an appendix thing, that years of karma, but I haven't been to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like we just don't go to the doctor. We don't have insurance. So it's like, there's no option. We're all in on this, guys, because there's no insurance. My wife, Anna, is funny because she'll be like, Markel's going snowboarding. She's like, look, we don't got insurance. Remember that. So I know how crazy you can be, but like, let's dial it back a little bit because we don't got insurance in case something does happen.
Yeah.
And, it's like, there's so much preventative stuff. There's so much low hanging fruit. There's so much power that you have, you guys, that you just got to take it back and care. Once you start, if you find the passion and you care, you'll go to any length. I heard this quote from Muji, and he says, if you're curious, you'll learn. But if you're desperate, you'll discover. And so I guess, the reason I've made huge changes in my life is I've been in desperate places, and, I'm willing to do whatever it takes because I owe it. You know, and one of the downloads I got a few years back was, it's not about you, Ryan. It's about your kids, 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 kids. Like I have no template. I have
Right.
no wisdom from my ancestors and my elders of, this is how we care for the human organism.
Right.
These are the things. And so I'm going to write a book, and I've been starting kind of on that to, like, here's the blueprint for life, for human life, guys. Here's the pitfalls and the down things, and here's the things you want of their foundation. And if you work on these, because really, we come to planet Earth and we can do anything we want to do. We just limit ourselves. We're told we can't, or we limit ourselves, or we're scared. And you just take one step, you care enough, you take one step, and then you just build momentum, and you start stacking stuff. And then you're like, man, I'm superhuman. That's what I've tried to do with my kids. Yeah. I'm going to help create superhuman kids.
Yeah. And it shows. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome how just, a wellness routine turns into, habit stacking from curiosity and courage and discipline, and that environment that gets created from that. You turn your kids into just savages, and giving them a blueprint that is going to like set them way far apart in like their jump in life.
It's huge.
It's like, we see it with your girls, Ason's coming up. It's fun to like start to program him a little bit now that he's getting a little bit older. And it's really, it's awesome. It just all starts from the self, having a good routine, having good habits, being disciplined. Because if not, then, you're susceptible to the matrix programming.
Yep. Susceptible, and you're going to get eaten alive. It'll, man, take your power back. Yeah. Little tip too. If you want your kids to rest on the ground more, just get some nice like gym mats or jiu-jitsu mats and put them in your living room, and they won't leave that spot. Because my girls, they sit on our floors, our downstairs floors, like hard, and they sit on that without it. But we got the jiu-jitsu mats, and it's like, oh, cool. Then it encourages me to get down there even more, because I'm pretty resilient. I built my resting postures well, but kneeling on concrete for hours can be not beneficial too.
Yeah. 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 Sweet, man. Well, love you, brother. Appreciate your time. Thanks for being
thank you very much.
A really good example to me, my family.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
Of course. Always, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Yep. All right. Appreciate you guys' time. We'll see you on the next episode.